Dear viewer, let's get straight to it. Relationships can be a damn mess sometimes, can't they? You're a man trying to navigate the chaos of modern romance, and it feels like every step forward comes with two steps back. Maybe she's pulling away, maybe you're stuck chasing someone who doesn't seem to care, or maybe you're just tired of feeling like you're losing yourself in the process. Sound familiar? My friend, you're not alone. But here's the thing. Stoic philosophy tells us there's a way through this, a way to stand tall, unshaken, and unforgettable. And it starts with something simple yet brutal: reason. Let's talk about the first Stoic principle that's going to change how you see all this rationality. Not the cold, robotic kind you might be imagining, but a living, breathing tool to cut through the noise. The Stoic philosophers, guys like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, they tell us, you can't control her. You can't control how she feels or what she does. But you can control your own mind. And that, my friend, is where the real power lies. See, women don't miss what they always have. They miss what they can't quite hold. That's not some cheesy pickup line. It's a truth about human nature the Stoics understood centuries ago. You don't become unforgettable by smothering someone with attention or bending over backwards to please them. You do it by mastering yourself first. Picture this. You're texting her nonstop, waiting for that little read notification to turn into a reply. Hours pass, nothing. Your gut's twisting, your mind's racing. Did I say something wrong? Is she with someone else? Stop right there. Stoic wisdom says you're letting your emotions run the show, and that's a trap. Instead, take a breath. Step back. Ask yourself, what's actually in my hands here? The answer? Not her response. Not her feelings. Just you, your thoughts, your actions. That's it. And that's enough. By choosing reason over panic, you're not just saving yourself a headache, you're creating space. Not the I'm ghosting you kind of space, but something deeper. Something she can feel without you saying a word. Now, I know what you're thinking. Easier said than done, right? Fair enough. But here's where the Stoics get practical. They'd say, train your mind like you'd train your body. Start small. Next time you're tempted to double text or overanalyze her one-word reply, pause. Literally, just stop. Count to 10 if you have to. Then ask, is this worth my peace? 9 times out of 10, it's not. And that moment of self-control, that's you planting a seed. Over time, it grows into something unshakable. A presence that doesn't beg for attention because it doesn't need to. Let me tell you about a buddy of mine. Let's call him Jack. Jack was head over heels for this woman. Great guy, high value, but he'd lose his cool every time she went quiet. He'd flood her with messages, overthink every word she said, and end up a wreck. One day, I sat him down and said, Jack, the Stoics would tell you to quit chasing what you can't control. Focus on what you can, your own dignity. He didn't get it at first, but he tried it. Stopped texting her every 5 minutes. Started filling his days with his own goals, work, gym, whatever lit him up. A month later, she reached out. Why? Because he'd created that tension, that space she couldn't ignore. He wasn't playing games. He was just living rationally. That's the Stoic secret, dear viewer. Reason isn't about shutting off your feelings. It's about directing them. You're a man, not a machine. You're going to feel the sting of rejection or the pull of desire. That's fine. The trick is not letting it own you. Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. In relationships, that strength looks like silence when you'd rather rant, calm when you'd rather cling. It's not flashy, but damn, it's magnetic. So, my friend, let's bring this home. You want to be unforgettable? Start here. Accept what is. She's not texting back? That's reality, don't fight it. She's drifting? Don't claw at her like a drowning man. The Stoics teach us that fighting what we can't change is a recipe for misery. Instead, lean into what you can shape, your own headspace. Maybe she comes back, maybe she doesn't. Either way, you're not the guy who falls apart. You're the guy who stands firm, rooted in something bigger than her approval. That's the kind of man people don't forget. Next time you're in the thick of it, heart racing, phone in hand, remember this: Stoic philosophy tells us the only victory worth winning is over yourself. Master that, and the rest? It'll sort itself out. Or it won't. But you'll be fine either way. How's that feel, huh? A little lighter already, I bet. Alright, dear viewer, let's dive into the gritty stuff now. Those moments when the relationship feels like it's slipping through your fingers. You know the feeling, don't you? She's pulling away, her replies get shorter. Maybe she's not even replying at all. That ache kicks in, sharp, hollow, like something's missing. My friend, that's the emptiness we're talking about, the one you feel when she drifts. But here's where Stoic practice comes in clutch. It's not about chasing her back into your orbit. It's about stopping. Yeah, you heard me. Stop reaching out. Let's unpack this together. Picture the scene: you've been texting her, maybe calling, trying to keep things alive. You're pouring effort in, right? Checking in, asking how her day was, maybe even throwing in a joke to lighten the mood. But the more you do, the less she seems to care. It's maddening, isn't it? Like pushing a boulder uphill just to watch it roll back down. The Stoic philosophers tell us something brutal but true. Women don't miss what they always have. They miss what they can't quite hold. That's not a game. It's wisdom about how desire works. And the harder you try to hold on, the more you're proving the point. So what do you do when that ache hits? First, feel it. Don't run from it, don't drown it in a beer or a distraction. The Stoics would say, sit with it. That emptiness, it's real. It's telling you something. But instead of letting it drag you into desperation, use it as fuel. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." That ache is your signal to shift gears, to stop reaching out and start reaching inward. Because here's the kicker: chasing her won't fill that void. Only you can. Let's get practical, my friend. Next time she goes quiet and you're itching to text her, don't. Put the phone down. Take a walk, hit the gym, hell, even just stare out the window for a minute. Ask yourself, why do I feel this urge? Maybe it's fear. Fear she'll forget you. Fear you're not enough. Fair enough, those are human feelings. But Stoic wisdom says you don't have to act on them. Seneca put it like this: we suffer more in imagination than in reality. You're picturing her slipping away forever. But what's actually happening? She's just not texting back right now. That's it. Stop building a tragedy in your head and deal with what's real. Now, I'm not saying disappear completely, ghosting's not the vibe. This isn't about playing hard to get or some petty power move. It's about reversing the role you've been stuck in. The guy who's always there, always available, always waiting. The Stoics teach us that true strength lies in self-control, not in controlling her. So when you stop reaching out, you're not punishing her, you're freeing yourself. You're saying, I'm good on my own terms. And that shift, it's quiet, but it's loud as hell. Let me paint you a picture. A guy I know, let's call him Mike, used to be that dude who'd text a girl 10 times if she didn't reply. He'd get worked up, overanalyze every silence, and end up feeling like trash. One night, he's venting to me saying, she's killing me, man. I don't get it. I told him, Mike, the Stoics would tell you to let go of what's not yours to hold. Stop reaching out. See what happens. He laughed it off at first like, what, just do nothing? But he tried it. Went silent for a week. Focused on his own stuff, work, a new lifting routine, whatever. Guess what? She texted him. Not because he tricked her, but because he stopped crowding her space. That emptiness he felt turned into power. Here's the emotional bit, dear viewer. That ache you feel when she pulls away, it's not your enemy. It's a teacher. The Stoics would call it a chance to practice virtue, self-respect, patience, resilience. Every time you resist that urge to chase, you're building something inside yourself. It's not easy, trust me. Your hands hovering over that send button. Your heart's pounding, and all you want is to hear from her. But when you choose to step back instead, that's the moment you grow. That's the moment you start becoming unforgettable. Not because she says so, but because you know it. So how do you make this stick? Start small. Next time she's distant, give it a day before you reach out. Just one day. See how it feels. Notice that ache, but don't let it run you. Then stretch it to 2 days. Train yourself to sit with the discomfort like you're lifting a heavier weight each time. The Stoics say happiness isn't about getting what you want. It's about wanting what you've got. And what you've got, my friend, is you. That's enough to work with. Look, I get it, this isn't some magic fix. She might not come running back, and that's fine. The point isn't to win her. It's to win yourself. The more effort you put into a woman who's drifting, the less she seems to care. Why? Because you're handing her your power on a platter. Stop reaching out and you take it back. That emptiness you feel, it's not a hole to fill with her attention. It's a space to build something stronger, your own damn purpose. So, dear viewer, next time that ache hits, don't flinch. Stare it down. Stoic philosophy tells us, you don't need her to complete you, you're already whole. Let her pull away. Let the silence settle. You'll be surprised what rises in its place. Maybe it's peace. Maybe it's grit. Either way, it's yours. And that, my friend, is where the real game begins. All right, dear viewer, let's cut to the chase. You've been there, haven't you? That moment when you realize you're always the one texting first, always the one making plans, always the one holding the rope in this tug-of-war called a relationship. It's exhausting, my friend. And here's the brutal truth Stoic philosophy slams down like a gavel. She never gets the chance to feel your absence if you're always present. Think about that for a second. If you're constantly there, hovering, checking in, filling every silence, where's the room for her to miss you? Where's the space for her to wonder about you? There isn't any. And that's where we're going to build something unbreakable today, your Stoic virtue. Let's set the scene. It's a Friday night. You're sitting there, phone in hand, scrolling through your last conversation. She hasn't replied to your, "How's your day going?" from 6 hours ago. Your thumb's itching to send a follow-up. Something casual, maybe a meme, anything to nudge her. Sound familiar? Now picture this instead. You put the phone down. You grab a book, hit the gym, or hell, just sit there and breathe for a minute. Nothing happens. The world doesn't end. But something shifts inside you. A flicker of calm, a whisper of control. That, my friend, is the seed of Stoic wisdom taking root. The Stoic philosophers tell us, what need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears. They're saying life's too big to lose your peace over a text. So why give it away? Here's the deal. Being unforgettable isn't about being loud or flashy or always in her face. It's about cultivating a presence that lingers, and that starts with absence. Not the sulky, "I'm ignoring you" kind, nah, that's childish. I'm talking about the kind of absence that comes from self-mastery. Seneca would put it this way, you must retreat into yourself. Retreat doesn't mean running away. It means pulling back your energy from what you can't control, her attention, and pouring it into what you can, your own damn mind. Because if you're always present, always available, you're not giving her the chance to feel the weight of you not being there. And that weight, that's what sticks in her head. Let's break it down with a real moment. Say you've been seeing this woman for a few weeks. Things are good, dates, laughs, the works. But lately, she's been distant. You're tempted to double down. Plan a big night, send a long message, anything to reel her back in. Stop right there. The Stoics would ask, what's driving that urge? Fear, probably. Fear she's losing interest. Fear you're not enough. Fair enough, you're human. But instead of acting on it, try this. Do nothing. Not out of spite, but out of strength. Go silent for a day or two. Work on that project you've been dodging, cook a decent meal, whatever keeps you grounded. When you don't rush to fill the gap, you're not just testing her, you're training yourself. And that's where the virtue kicks in: wisdom, self-control, dignity. Now, I know what you're thinking, dear viewer. What if she just forgets me? Yeah, that's the risk. But here's the Stoic twist. If she forgets you because you stopped chasing, she was never going to value you anyway. Marcus Aurelius said, accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. Translation: you can't force her to care. Your job is to live well with or without her. And living well means not clinging to someone who doesn't feel your absence. That sting you feel when she doesn't reach out? It's not just rejection. It's the consequence of being too present. You've been handing her your power, my friend. Time to take it back. Let's get practical. Next time you catch yourself about to overreach, texting too much, calling when she's gone quiet, pause. Literally, just stop. Ask, am I doing this for her or for me? If it's for her, drop it. Then shift gears. Do something that's yours, a run, a hobby, even just sitting with your thoughts. The Stoics call this the art of living, focusing on what's in your grasp. And what's in your grasp? Your time, your energy, your choices. Not her reply. The first time you pull this off, it'll feel weird, maybe even lonely. But stick with it. That discomfort, it's your virtue growing, like a muscle you didn't know you had. Here's a story for you. A guy I know, let's call him Dan, used to be the king of always there. If his girl didn't text back, he'd send 3 more messages, each one a little more desperate. One day, he's complaining to me, she's pulling away, man. I don't know what to do. I hit him with some Stoic truth. Dan, she doesn't miss you because you're never gone. Give her space to feel it. He didn't buy it at first, thought it sounded like a mind game. But he tried it, went quiet for 3 days. No texts, no calls, just lived his life. Day 4, she messaged him, hey, you okay? Wasn't a grand love confession, but it was something. Why? Because he gave her the chance to feel his absence. He wasn't begging for attention. He was being someone worth noticing. That's the emotional hook, dear viewer. When you're always present, you're not just smothering her. You're smothering yourself. You're trading your peace for her validation, and that's a lousy deal. The Stoics would tell us, true happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future. Stop banking on her to make you feel whole. Start building that wholeness yourself. Every time you choose silence over chasing, you're not just creating tension with her, you're forging strength in you. It's not easy, trust me. Your mind's screaming, what if she moves on? But here's the kicker. If she does, you're still standing. That's the Stoic win. So how do you make this a habit? Start small, my friend. Next time she's slow to respond, don't jump in. Wait a day. Feel that itch to reach out, but don't scratch it. Then stretch it 2 days, 3. Each time, notice what happens inside you. That restless buzz fades. You get calmer, sharper. You're not waiting for her anymore. You're living for you. The Stoics say virtue isn't a one-off act. It's a practice. And this is you practicing wisdom. Understanding that she can't miss what's always there, and choosing to be the man who's worth missing. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Sometimes she won't come back, and that's okay. The point isn't to manipulate her into wanting you. It's to free yourself from needing her to. That ache you feel when you pull back. It's not weakness, it's growth. It's the consequence of being too present finally hitting home and you deciding to do something about it. Stoic philosophy tells us, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. In this case, it's not about revenge. It's about being unlike the guy who begs for scraps. Be the guy who stands tall, silent, and whole. So, dear viewer, next time you're tempted to flood her inbox or chase that fading spark, remember this. Your absence is your power. Not because it tricks her, but because it builds you. Give her the chance to feel you're gone. Give yourself the chance to feel you're enough. That's Stoic virtue in action, raw, real, and yours for the taking. What's stopping you, huh? Go try it. See what happens. All right, dear viewer, we've reached the final stretch. Welcome to the heart of Stoic wisdom, the piece that ties it all together. You've been with me through the grind of relationships, the ache of silence, the itch to chase when she pulls away. Now, my friend, let's talk about the ultimate Stoic truth. It's not about disappearing completely. It's about reversing the role you've been stuck in. And trust me, this isn't some abstract fluff. This is the raw, real shift that'll bring you the kind of peace you've been craving. So grab a seat because we're diving deep. Let's set the stage. You're in that familiar spot again. Phone in hand, her last message glaring at you, unread or unanswered. That urge hits hard. Text her, check in, see if she's okay, see if you're okay in her world. It's like a reflex, isn't it? You've been the guy who's always there, reliable, present, holding the line. But here's the kicker, and the Stoic philosophers would slap this down like a cold truth. That role's wearing you out. It's not working. She's not leaning in, she's drifting. And you're stuck, tethered to her silence, waiting for a sign. Sound about right? Well, my friend, it's time to flip the script. Stoic wisdom tells us, it's not about vanishing into thin air, pulling some dramatic, I'm gone forever stunt. Nah, that's not the play. It's about stepping out of that tired old part you've been cast in. The chaser, the fixer, the guy who's always on call. Marcus Aurelius would look you in the eye and say, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Strength, dear viewer, isn't in disappearing. It's in redefining where you stand. You don't need to ghost her to make a point. You just need to stop being the one who's always reaching. That's the reversal. That's the game changer. Now, let's get real for a second. That constant urge to text her is brutal. It's like an itch you can't scratch, a pull that gnaws at you when you're trying to focus on anything else. Work, a beer with the boys, even just kicking back with a movie. You're sitting there, wondering, where is she? Who's she with? Why isn't she texting me? Your mind's a damn battlefield, and it's exhausting. But here's where Stoic rationality steps in like a lifeline. Seneca would tell us, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. You're not just fighting her silence, you're fighting the story you're spinning about it. So what do? You shift the balance. You create the right kind of space. Not to mess with her head, but to calm yours. Picture this. It's been a day since you last heard from her. Normally, you'd be firing off a "Hey, you good?" by now, right? But this time, you don't. You put the phone down. Maybe it's harder than you thought. Maybe your hand's shaking a little. You walk away. You hit the gym, cook something decent, or just sit there and let the quiet settle in. First, it feels wrong, like you're abandoning something. But then something shifts. The noise in your head starts to fade. You're not waiting anymore. You're just living. That, my friend, is the Stoic move. It's not about punishing her with your absence. It's about freeing yourself from that urge to cling. And when you do that, you're not just reversing the role, you're rewriting it. Let's break it down because this isn't some feel-good theory, it's a practice. Next time that urge to check in hits, try this. Stop. Take a breath. Deep, slow, like you mean it. Ask yourself, what's driving this? Fear? Loneliness? The need to know she still cares? Be honest. Then, instead of texting, do something else, anything that's yours. Read a page of Seneca if you're feeling hardcore, or just blast some music and lift something heavy. The point is, you're redirecting that energy back to you. The Stoics call this self-control, and it's not easy, it's a fight. But every time you win it, you're carving out that space. The kind that makes her wonder, where's he at? What's he doing? Not because you're playing games, but because you're living on your terms. Here's a story to hammer it home. A guy I know, let's call him Tom, used to be the king of check-ins. If his girl didn't reply in an hour, he'd be all over it. Texts, calls, the works. He'd tell me, man, I just want to know she's okay. But deep down, it wasn't about her. It was about him not being okay without her. One day, I hit him with some stoic truth. Tom, you're not her keeper. You're drowning yourself trying to be. Let her breathe, and you'll breathe too. He tried it grudgingly. Went 2 days without texting her, even though it damn near killed him. Day 3, she messaged, hey, you've been quiet. Everything all right? He didn't disappear, he just stopped being the guy who's always there. And that shift, it flipped the dynamic. She felt the space. He felt the peace. That's the emotional hook, dear viewer. That moment when you realize you don't have to be the one holding it all together. You've been stuck in this role, thinking it's your job to keep her close, to keep things alive. But the Stoics would say, that's not your burden. Your burden is your own mind, your own peace. When you stop chasing, you're not just creating tension for her, you're creating calm for you. It's like stepping out of a storm you didn't even know you were in. And yeah, it's scary at first. Your heart's racing, your brain's yelling, what if she forgets me? But then you settle into it. You realize you're still standing. That's the Stoic ultimate wisdom. Peace doesn't come from her. It comes from you. So how do you make this stick? Start small, my friend. Next time she goes quiet, don't jump in. Give it a day, feel that urge, but ride it out. Then stretch it 2 days, 3. Each time, notice what happens. That frantic buzz in your chest quiets down. You're not obsessing over her silence anymore. You're filling your own. The Stoics teach us that virtue is a habit, not a one-off. Practice this, and you're not just shifting the balance, you're building a fortress inside yourself. She might wonder where you are, who you're with, why you're not texting. Let her. That's her story to wrestle with. Yours? The staying steady no matter what she does. Look, I'm not saying this fixes everything. She might not come running back, and that's not the point. The point is your headspace, your strength. Stoic philosophy tells us, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Stop letting that urge to text her dictate your day. Stop letting her silence rattle your cage. Reverse the role. Step out of the chaser's shoes and into your own. Create that space not to win her, but to win yourself. Because when you do, my friend, you're not just unforgettable to her, you're unshakable to you. So, dear viewer, here's your move. Next time that itch hits, don't scratch it. Stare it down. Feel it, fight it, beat it. You're not disappearing, you're redefining. And that peace you feel when you let go. That's the Stoic prize, raw, real, and all yours. What's stopping you? Go claim it. Stoic philosophy tells us that the true strength in any relationship lies not in clinging to another, but in cultivating an unshakable core within ourselves. Through reason and self-control, we learn to release the futile urge to chase what drifts beyond our grasp, finding instead an intrinsic peace that radiates outward. The wisdom of the Stoic masters guides us to a simple practice. When the impulse to overreach strikes, pause, breathe, and redirect that energy toward a pursuit of virtue, be it a task, a moment of reflection, or a step toward our own purpose. By anchoring ourselves in this rational discipline, we not only navigate the tides of romance with dignity but also embody a timeless resilience that speaks louder than words, proving that the Stoic path offers enduring clarity for both heart and mind.